it's Vijaya and welcome back to my channel. So I recently asked you guys on Instagram what sort of videos you'd like to see on the channel, and the resounding answer was fast appetizers. So in today's video, I'm going to show you my recipe for a mango chutney and Brie tear and share pastry. This is an ode to my favorite TV show of all time, The Great British Bake Off, and they do tear and share pastries all the time. So this is my variation. It's gonna have puff pastry, mango chutney, pistachios, and Brie stuffed in the middle, and then they're twisted in a way so that you can rip off a bit and bite into it. So that's why it's called tear and share, you know? It's a really great one. It only takes 5 ingredients and it comes together in under 30 minutes, including bake time, and the result is so impressive. So you guys are gonna love this one for the holidays. So before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're loving the videos. And of course, if you're looking for the full recipe, all you have to do is click the info box under this video and everything you need is there. Let's go make and tear and share pastry. So the very first thing that we're gonna do is prep a couple of ingredients. I am using a little bit of store-bought help today because, you know, who has time around the holidays? So I have a little bit of mango chutney. You can buy this at the grocery store, but hey, if you want to make your own, feel free. Next up, I have some Brie cheese. Now we're gonna cut these into nice and thin slices. And last but not least, I have some crunchy green pistachios, and we're gonna chop those up roughly as well. And now it's time to work on our pastry. So I'm using frozen puff pastry that you can find in the freezer aisle of your grocery store. All you have to do is pop it in your fridge overnight and then it thaws out and it's perfect to go the next day. So I'm gonna start by flouring my work surface with a little bit of all-purpose flour. That makes sure that nothing sticks. And next I'm gonna transfer my puff pastry to my work surface and cut it lengthwise so I have 2 long rectangles. Now I'm gonna place those 2 rectangles together and push down to create 1 gigantic rectangle. And we're gonna do the same thing to another piece of puff pastry as well. So we've got our 2 long pieces of puff pastry that are good to go, and now it's time to dress them up. So I'm gonna leave about an inch border from the top of the puff pastry, and beneath that I'm gonna spread a little bit of that mango chutney. It has such a nice flavor, sweet, tangy, and a touch spicy. Next, I'm going to arrange my slices of Brie across the length of the rectangle. And then last but not least, I'm gonna scatter some of those beautiful emerald pistachios all over the top. Next, I'm going to take my second rectangle of puff pastry and gently drape it over the top of our seasoned puff pastry. Then I'm gonna take a fork and I'm gonna press the edges together so that they're nice and sealed. Our pastry is all stuffed, and I have a baking sheet that I've lined with a little bit of parchment paper. Use the biggest baking sheet that you can find because this pastry obviously needs it. And now here's the fun part. Grab a friend, you might need a couple of extra hands, and we're gonna transfer the pastry to the lined baking tray. And now I'm gonna cut into the pastry, creating inch-wide rectangles across the span of the puff pastry. And now we're ever so gently going to take the pastry and wrap it around into a circle so that it looks like a wreath, and then seal the insides together. Next, I'm going to take each tiny rectangle and twist it a couple of times, making my way all the way around the circle until every rectangle has been twisted. Now I'm going to crack an egg into a bowl and give it a nice whisk and brush it all over the top of the pastry to prep it for the oven. Okay, we're ready to hit the oven. My tear and share pastry looks like a little sun, super cute. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees, and we're gonna bake this off for about 22 to 25 minutes until it is puffed up and is nice and golden brown. So here it is in all its glory. I must say that it looks incredibly impressive. And when it comes out of the oven, you want to give it a chance to let it cool for a little bit. There's tons of butter in that puff pastry, so you want to make sure that before you transfer it to a platter, to let it cool slightly so that it doesn't tear on you before it's supposed to be torn into. All right, that being said, I'm so excited. Let's tuck into this guy. I'm going to rip off a piece. Oh my gosh, look at that. So nice and tender and flaky. Nice shine from the egg wash. Let's give it a taste. Mmm. 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 The first first thing that you get is the light and tender puff pastry that is beautifully crisp on the outside because of the egg wash. Then I get that intense hit of cheese from the Brie. It is so lush and creamy and complemented perfectly by the tart and sweet mango chutney. But the kicker, of course, are those crushed pistachios all over the top, which add a nice buttery crunch. This is clearly a super impressive appetizer for the holidays. I'm amazed myself that it comes together in under 30 minutes, which makes this a quick one to put on the table. I hope you guys enjoy it this holiday season. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you have a question, comment, concern, or request, leave it in the comments box down below. Until my next video, I will see you all later. Bye.